Welcome here to Lake Central High School on this Saturday morning. My name is Giovanni Alcantar. Alongside me, Simon Culp. I think this is the first game we've ever done together, Simon.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely for basketball, at least. I know we did a couple games during the football
I don't
season,
think
but
we were on a single one, but we're here today. Lake Central High School takes on Fishers. It's going to be a tough day for Lake Central. Some very tough matchups. They got Fishers today, and then later they got Hamilton Southeastern. It's going to be a tough day, Simon, but, I think the one thing Lake Central definitely can take from today is we're going to take a short break for the national anthem. All right, my bad there. Did not notice they were about to do the national anthem. So anyway, Lake Central, this is going to be a tough matchup for them today. Fishers comes into this in the top 10 in the latest Coaches Poll, and then Hamilton Southeastern, they were ranked #1 in the preseason, and someone will talk about in that game, Sydney Parrish, 6'2", listed as a guard and a forward. Me and you were talking about that a little bit before the game, Simon.
I think that it'll be a big problem to deal with her because she's 6'2", so she's taller than all of our guards easily, and she can be a problem even if she plays forward because I don't think we have anyone that's 6'2" in the forward slot either. Yeah. So putting a guard on her is going to be tough in that matchup.
Now talking about Fishers, the team Lake Central is going to play right now, I see someone, Lydia Stolken, 6'1" center. I think she could give Lake Central's forwards some problems today.
I definitely agree. It looks like she has about 12 points on the year so far.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, for the tip-off of this game, we have a short commercial presented by our sponsor, Genesis Rehab Services, located in Whiting and St. John, Indiana.
You're beginning to feel much better. Genesis Rehab.
With today's healthcare and the run-of-the-mill treatments being offered, Genesis Rehab provides a plan that is tailored to you. We administer individualized treatment in private rooms with the one-on-one care that you need to heal. If you are living with pain or have an injury, schedule your appointment today.
We'll make you feel much better. Genesis Rehab.
As we are ready for the tip-off of this game, it's going to be Allie Malarski in the center. Starting five for Lake Central, Jen Tomzik, Tiana Morales, Allie Malarski, Aubrey Rouser, and Abby Utsi. No surprises there. And Fishers wins the tip-off. And a quick turnover.
So Giovanni, seeing as how the last game didn't go so well for the Indians, what do you think they have to do this game to make up for make quick work of this team?
Well, they absolutely can't put themselves down in a hole. They got to keep this game close, and I think that starts with taking care of the basketball. And right there, turnover.
2 quick turnovers, one for both teams already.
17 seconds in.
And I think that what we need to do this game is really get the pace going quick because it seemed like the last couple games we've been a bit slow to, shooting the ball or even driving, and we've passed it around a lot but not done much with it.
And I think we can attest that to first 2 games of the season, maybe starting off a little slow, both on the same day, and there's an easy bucket for Fishers. Number 33, Katie Burton. Hamza goes inside. That one is no good. Rebound, Rouser. Morales for three. That one is no good. Rouser gets the rebound, able to keep it in to Ali Malarski. Malarski tries to get to Utzi's, and Morales looks like her foot was over the line there. She was trying to get it back in.
And I do agree with Coach's decision to run a man-to-man defense starting off this game, because I know last game we tried to run a zone defense and they really just knocked down the three-pointers and just extended their lead very quickly.
Yeah, we were talking about that at halftime last week.
Of course. So I'm very glad that Coach decided to think otherwise at the beginning of this game.
You know, I often say I'm not a coach, that's why I'm up here, but it seems like you have the opposite mentality. A turnover there, and it's a bucket right there. Tamia Perryman, senior, 5'9", small forward, takes advantage of that turnover. Lake Central now down 4-0. About 2 minutes into this first quarter. It's Rouser on the outside, right by the DAC logo.
And it looks like they're looking to get a play inside, but I don't think those guards are going to let that happen.
Absolutely. You look for them. You look for Jen Tomzik and Tiana Morales. We saw last week. They just try to get the ball inside, try to get to the free throw line. It's Rouser for three. That one is off, and it'll go back to Fishers.
Looked like Rouser was not very happy with taking that shot in the first place, but didn't look like they were going to get inside anytime soon. Now Fisher's back with the ball.
Yeah, Aubrey Rouser, not someone we see take a lot of three-pointers. There's a three-pointer there, and that one is off. Rebound by Caitlin Fegan, and looks like that was tipped out, and it'll go back to Lake Central. As Haley Smith will check into the game for Lydia Stolken. As it's Utzi's trying to get inside to Tomzik, and not a good pass there. And Fisher's trying to take advantage on the fast break, but that one's going to go back to Lake Central. That one was just too out of reach for Audra Emerson, junior point guard. As it's Morales taking it up here.
It looks like Lake Central so far has not really been able to just knock down their shots at all. We saw the three-pointer just a little bit earlier, not really hitting the spot, and we've seen each time that they've gone for a layup, it just does not fall down for them.
And the first sub of the day, Essence Johnson coming in for Tomzik. Sorry to cut you off there.
No, but you just gotta think about how good that Fisher's defense has been so far. Looks like they're running a zone, and looks like Lake Central has the ball back. Tiana taking it up.
Tiana going inside. And a foul. And it looks like Amanda Blevins checked into the game. I missed that one. Not a name we recognize. Malarski's trying to get the two-pointer, and Lake Central is on the board. Just about halfway through this first quarter.
Very good quick two-point play there for Lake Central, though, right on the inbounds. And a nice turnover now. Looks like it was Katie Burton's second foul of the game.
And she will check out of the game now, looks like. as it's Blevins, sophomore, getting some varsity action here. It's Essence Johnson for 3. That one is off the front of the rim. It seems like this Fishers team is very tough to stop in transition.
Yes, especially in transition here, as we've seen point after point go down so far. Well, only 2 points, actually. We've seen go down so far on turnovers, and they're really good at just pushing the ball down court really quickly, and Lake Central just cannot seem to catch up right now. And a perfect free throw goes down for Perryman.
That one is in and out, and Malarski got to that one. And Blevins are trying to go for that one. Morales
To the corner. Sorry to cut you off there.
Very good. Malarski, no good on that one. Fishers drives inside. That's blocked, but a foul is called.
Looked like there was a little confusion between who was guarding number 22 there.
It looks like the freshman Kylie Blevins will check into this one for Malarski. Blevins listed as at 6'1". And Morales dove for that one, just couldn't get to it.
Looks like there has been a lot of fouls early in this game, and how do you think these free throw points are really going to hurt the Lake Central team here?
Well, I think if there's a lot of fouls, I think the one way it could benefit Lake Central actually, you gotta make your free throws. We saw in the Lakeland game, Lakeland just wasn't really making their free throws, and I think that's what that game ultimately came down to. Even if Lakeland only makes half of those, it's still a very close game at the end. So if it's gonna come down to that, if you're Lake Central, you gotta take the points. Morales to Essence Johnson. Morales going inside, and no good.
And it looks like we just did not get the good bounce on that one.
No, and if you're Lake Central, that's one you gotta have right there. The points are obviously gonna be hard to come by today. No foul called on that one.
And about 3 minutes left in the first quarter here. Looks like Fisher is going to be trying to take the ball inside again.
And the one thing we've seen, they're not afraid to take outside shots either.
Of course, yeah. If they can't find anything inside quick, then they're definitely not afraid to put up a three-point shot.
She drives inside against Blevins and Rouser. Fisher's trying to keep it in. They do. They get it outside. Fakes the three, goes inside. And a turnover. Essence Johnson driving up the court, and that one is stripped by number 11 for Fishers, Caitlin Fegan, as Utzies checks out of the game. I believe it was Tomzik checking back into the game.
And it looks like Lake Central is having a hard time dealing with number 32, Lydia Stolkin, on Fishers. She has just been pushing the ball inside, getting rebounds.
Oh, and a block by Essence Johnson. Morales gets it up to Blevins. Blevins puts up the two, and that one is good.
A very nice quick 2 points there for Lake Central.
It's been a very good defensive battle here in this first quarter. Outside shot, no good. Essence Johnson trying to get up quickly. Morales, three-pointer. That one is off the rim. Morales able to get the rebound, goes inside, and one. Chance for an and one right here, as the game is now tied at 6. 1:39 left here in the first.
And that was just great court presence by Essence Johnson there, by seeing that Tiana was waiting down in the corner, passing it to her, and great job to Tiana for following up on her three-point shot, getting the rebound, and putting it back up for a nice 2 points there.
As the first time out of the game is taken, Fishers.
And I think that's an understandable timeout for them. I think that they really wanted to stop the pace that maybe Lake Central was about to start getting there off of that and one, or possible and one.
If you're Lake Central, you know this is a tough game going in. This is a great start. Right here, you're tied, 1:39 to go in the first.
This is what I would call about an ideal start for Lake Central here.
Absolutely, keeping the game close, and right now it looks like they're almost controlling the game.
Yeah, it looks like they're starting to pick up the pace here and put some points on the board, which is very good for them.
As Madison Dulski will now check in. Morales chance to give Lake Central the lead. That one's no good. Rouser tried to fight for that one. And that's off of Rouser.
And it really seems like Fisher is trying to look inside, but they take a shot from the outside. Not good. Get the rebound.
And it'll stay with Fishers. One thing we neglected to mention, Fisher's already in the bonus. That one is no good. Lake Central gets it back. Dulski 4-3, that one is off. Gets it to the corner, 3 for Fishers. That one is good. Caitlin Fegan with the three-pointer. Morales. Yeah, take it up for Lake Central. It's Essence Johnson now. 35 seconds to play. See if Lake Central can end the first quarter strong, and a foul. Haley Smith, her first foul, freshman.
And it looks like Jen checking back in for the Lake Central Indians here to pass in the ball.
Essence Johnson checks out of the game. Morales now trying to get Lake Central some points to end this first quarter. Tomzik trying to go inside. Tomzik trying to find someone open. It's Dulski, 5 seconds on the clock. Dulski trying to drive inside. Dulski puts up the basket. That one is no good. And after 1 quarter of play, it is Fishers 9, Lake Central 6. We'll be right back after this commercial break presented by Genesis Rehab Services.
You're beginning to feel much better. Genesis Rehab.
With today's healthcare and the run-of-the-mill treatments being offered, Genesis Rehab provides a plan that is tailored to you. We administer individualized treatment in private rooms with the one-on-one care that you need to heal. If you are living with pain or have an injury, schedule your appointment today.
We'll make you feel much better. Genesis Rehab.
What's up, Lake Central? I'm Yusuf Namari.
I'm Riley Nestrict. And I'm Mia Martinez. And we're your social media editors.
We manage 4 accounts for the high school: Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook.
We cover things such as sporting events, pep rallies, clubs, and concerts.
Make sure to follow us on all our accounts. We'll see you around, Elsie.
Welcome back here to Lake Central High School. After one quarter play, Fishers 9, Lake Central 6. It was a pretty tight first quarter for the most part. We saw a lot of defense played for the most part by both teams.
And what I think needs to happen in the second quarter for Lake Central is they really need to stop and clog up that Fishers passing lane. They've been getting easy passes inside for some quick points in the first quarter.
And a block right there. Tomzik gets the ball. Lake Central trying to get some points here. It's Utsi's. Utsi's for 3. No good.
And it looks like Fishers in transition loses the ball. Lake Central has it back. Tiana Morales pushing it back up, maybe going for 2 points. Decides to come back out.
Malarski trying to call for the ball. Tomzik thought she had some room inside. She puts up a shot, no good. Malarski gets the rebound, shot up, no good. She falls, and Fishers trying to keep it in.
And a really good effort there by both teams to get the ball, but Fishers comes out with it and up for 3, no good. Lake Central back, pushing up court.
Morales looked like she was going to pass outside. She drives, that one is good.
And that's what I like to see from Lake Central here, pushing the ball to the basket instead of staying outside and passing it around for a while.
Another 3, that one
Another
is good. Caitlin Fegan. She's been getting some opportunities all day to shoot those 3s, and right there she gets another one.
Absolutely.
Tomzik now trying to respond. That one's no good. Malarski trying to get to it. She does. Gets it to Rouser.
Looked like Malarski was calling for the ball there, but just didn't get it.
Rouser trying to drive inside. 2-pointers up. That one is good. 12-10 now. It's inside. That one no good. Tomzik has it in the corner. Now right at the Lake Central logo, and timeout taken by Lake Central.
And I do like the timeout call here by coach because maybe they can get a play set up really quick for 2 points to tie it or even 3 points to take the lead.
You know, I think this Lake Central team came into the season with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. A couple of the players were showing me a few of the rankings by the paper. Not only was Lake Central not even in the top 10, they have the thing called on the bubble of maybe being in the top 10. Lake Central wasn't even in there. So I think this team definitely feels like they have something to prove. And, you know, they have their sectional here this year. And, you know, these players want to win a sectional on their home court. And obviously we have a little ways to go for that. But this Lake Central team definitely feels like they have a lot to prove. Essence Johnson 4-2. That one is good. We are all tied up.
Great jump shot there by Essence Johnson.
About 5 minutes to play here in this first half. Three-pointer, that one blocked there by Amanda Blevins. Blevins going for the basket. That one is good. Lake Central gets the lead back.
14-12 now. Lake Central in the lead. Looks like Fishers puts up a three, but it is a travel called. And this could be huge. Lake Central could get a 4-point or 5-point lead here over Fishers, which would be their biggest lead of the game.
The five for Lake Central is Essence Johnson, Amanda Blevins, Abby Utsi, Jen Tomzik who drives inside there, and Allie Malarski. And a bad pass there. Almost hit Coach Huppenthal. Tomzik puts up a three. No good. Blevins trying to get to it. She does. Big collision. And it'll stay with Lake Central. That was a great effort right there by both of them. Lake Central gets it. Great effort there.
Of course, great effort. Both teams look like they're playing their heart out on this court right now. And Lake Central back with the ball.
Malarski puts up the two. That one is good.
Great job thinking on her feet by Malarski, going straight to the hoop after throwing it in, which was not expected by Fishers. Fishers drives, does not get it to go, and looks like they got the ball back and were fouled.
First one is good. Kylie Blevins checks back into the game for Allie Malarski. Trying to make it a one-possession game. That one's good. 16-13, 3:45 to go here in this first half. As it's Utsi's to Blevins for three, no good. Utsi's tried to get to it. And then Fisher's trying to get a play here. And a turnover.
Looks like Jen taking it at the top of the key, passing it around, getting it back to Tiana at the wing. Let's see what she can do with it.
Morales.
She drives in. It does not get it to go, unfortunately.
3 minutes left here in this first half. 3-pointers up, no good. Fishers, chance for a second effort here. No good, and foul there. I think that's going to be on Essence Johnson.
And Lake Central's 9th foul of the first half here.
And once again, you know, we saw it last week. They put, I think you can see it on your screen, Essence Johnson all the way in the other corner. And it worked last week, too.
And we've seen it begin to work this week already with a couple quick points off of getting a rebound and just passing it down after free throws.
And now she checks out of the game, but Tomzik now going to take that spot over there. You know, I'm sure this is something Lake Central practices, and last week it did work to perfection, and don't think we're going to see it here. Morales now to Utsi's.
And great ball movement by this Lake Central team so far, but they just haven't gotten a lot of buckets to go down so far.
Let's see. Goes inside. That one is blocked. Malarski able to get that one. And Lake Central takes the lead once again.
Lake Central up by 2 with about 2 minutes left to play. Let's see if they can keep up their great defense so far and stop Fishers and maybe get a bucket of their own.
Fishers nearly loses it. Goes inside now and no good. Malarski.
Looks like the ball
Morales
is
loses
stolen.
that one. Fishers trying to get the basket there, and they do. It's number 33, Katie Burton. 5'9" junior point guard, as we're once again evened up at 18 now.
And so far this season, we really haven't seen that many steals so far, so.
And we almost see another one there. They'll stay with Lake Central. Essence Johnson checks back in for Tiana Morales. And the one thing you notice, Coach Huppenthal definitely not afraid to use his bench.
Of
See a lot of
course.
rotation.
Absolutely.
Utsi's 4-3. No good. And that was tipped out by Fishers. You know, I think a lot of that rotation has to do with them not having two of their main seniors. Tomzik now with a 3. No good. Looked like Fishers was a little bit too hesitant to go to that one, but they'll stay with them. 55 seconds left here in this first half. 3-pointers up. No good. Tomzik gets the rebound. See if maybe Lake Central decides to slow things down a little.
And maybe take one last shot to end the quarter. That would be great.
Tomzik going inside, and looks like someone on Fishers got a hand to it. 12 seconds left here in this first half. Fishers trying to get some points and some momentum going into the second half. She goes inside. That one was tipped. And half-court shot. This one will count. No good. And after one half of play, we're all tied up here at Lake Central High School. Fishers 18, Lake Central 18. We'll be back for coverage of the second half. Welcome back to this coverage of varsity girls basketball here on the Lake Central YouTube channel. We are back here at Lake Central High School. Fishers 18, Lake Central 18. Pretty close first half.
Yeah, great defense seen by both teams here. But it looks like the shots have just not been connecting for really Lake Central or Fishers from the three-point line.
Yeah, we've seen it a few times. We've seen Jen Tomzik, Abby Utsis has some pretty good chances from beyond the arc, and they just cannot convert them. And I think if in the second half, if they start hitting those, Lake Central could run away with this game. But at the same time, Fishers has had a lot of those shots too, and Lake Central's been fortunate that not a lot of those have really gone in.
Of course, and in the second half, I'd like to see Lake Central come out strong with some drives as well, because it looks like so far in the game they've been very timid as to pushing into the lane.
And they definitely have the 5 out there to do that right now, as not a good pass right there. You know, we see Tomzik, Morales, you know, both players that like to drive inside. And there's a bucket right there for Lake Central.
Looks like a foul called on Lake Central there.
I'm not sure who said it, but I think I heard someone say very loudly, that is not foul.
And looks like Fisher is having some trouble getting it in, but they do eventually get it to the corner, and Fisher seems to be trying to pass inside right now and just bully the center that we have, but it doesn't look like it's working very well. Lake Central is setting up a great defense, and they're blocking up the passing lane that was a big problem in the first half. So props to them for that.
Yeah, Malarski and Aubrey Rouser doing the work on the inside for Lake Central.
Of course, and it looks like Fisher is forced to shoot for 3, but it goes down.
And that's what we were talking about coming into this second half. You know, Fishers has had those opportunities for 3-pointers, and Utsis turns it over there.
Unfortunate turnover for Lake Central, and an unfortunate turn of events at the start of the second half.
And what you like to see, Malarski right away picking up her teammate, you know, letting her know, move on to the next play. Lake Central's kept this game close.
And it's still close with Fisher only having a 1-point lead here.
Utsis drives and foul called. Whistle came a little bit late. I was going to be very surprised if there was no foul there.
Definitely, and it looked like number 12 there was also almost very surprised when there was almost no foul called.
First one's up, and no good. Utsis looking to tie this one up. No good, she misses both.
And we did talk about that at the start of this game, that free throws could be huge. You got to make those free throw shots because they can come in big to the bigger picture of the game.
Especially right there, even if she just makes one, we're all tied up. And, you know, it seems like this has the potential to be a close game.
Absolutely. And the problem with not making those free throws is that now if Fisher even gets a 2 here, it becomes a 3-point game.
That went way off. Morales got to it. Morales falls right there. It's going to stay with Lake Central. And the one team we neglected to mention that is here today, the Valparaiso Vikings. Lake Central will not be playing them today, but they are one of the 4 teams here, along with Fishers, Lake Central, and Hamilton Southeastern.
And it looks like Lake Central went for a similar inbounds play that they got 2 points off earlier, but does not work out for them as Fishers gets a quick bucket on the other side of the court.
It ended up in a turnover. Lake Central takes a timeout, and Coach Uppenthal doesn't look too happy with this team right there.
Absolutely. I mean, we've been a bit slow all game to getting down the court for defense on transition plays by Fisher, and they've gotten bucket after bucket here by just passing it down court very quickly and getting an easy layup for 2 points.
Lake Central now with 3 timeouts left. Fishers has 4. Want to give a shout out to our crew once again coming here on a Saturday morning. I think this would be the 3rd time you guys have come on a Saturday morning. We had the homecoming football game we had last week, and now we got this. You, Simon, coming out to call this game. Alex Yates, Cade Tomaszewski, brother of Colm Tomaszewski, legend here at Lake Central, and Casey Lane.
And let's not forget you, Giovanni.
Well, I think it would be a little bit selfish to thank myself. And Josh Brunette, other director, not here today, does a great job for us. And it'll go back to Fishers. And the 2 people, and the other people that make this possible, Ms. Verpuden, Wiswadicki, our advisors for this class, could not thank them enough. And Ms. Flores.
Of course, of course. And I just want to say that number 30 for Fisher, Haley Smith, has been really running the tempo of this game so far in the second half. Yeah, freshman, but really taking the court by storm in the second half here. But Lake Central has the ball back.
Tomzik driving inside, and that one is good. 4:20 to go here in this 3rd quarter.
23-22, 1-point game here. Fisher is up. And
Three-pointer.
Fisher for 3. It is not good. Lake Central looked like there may have been a foul called on Fisher.
And don't forget to tune in later as we will have coverage of Lake Central versus the Hamilton Southeastern Royals later on. That game tip-off is at 6. It'll be right here if you want to watch that. And be notified when we go live. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. And to click the notification bell, you can be notified on your mobile device. As Morales gets it up to Utzies. Utzies no good. Malarski trying to get inside. That one is blocked.
And like we talked about, these defenses have been so good this game. Multiple blocks for both sides.
Lydia Stoken, the senior at 6'1". It's a big block. As we see her battling inside with Malarski. I've noticed all day those two not afraid to go after each other.
Definitely not. And we have seen a lot of action in the center of both sides of the courts so far this game as that's where most of the points have come from, for sure.
No good. Lake Central gets the rebound. Rouser puts up a 2. That one no good. I think she knew right away that one was going to be off. She goes inside and foul called on the ground. And that's Abby Utzi's 3rd foul. I'll have to see if maybe Huppenthal takes her out. He won't right now. A deep 3. That one is good. Number 33, Katie Burton, junior shooting guard.
And, I mean, just a great shot there from her, but let's see if Lake Central can get a quick answer. Maybe looking to Jen Tomasic or Tiana Morales to put something up here.
Morales tried to get that one inside. And it'll go back to Fishers. She goes inside, that one no good. Blevins fell to the ground. It'll stay with Lake Central. Essence Johnson now comes into the game as Tomzik will come out now.
Lake Central looking to slow the pace here, passing it around past the arc, and generally just keeping the ball in their possession.
Essence now turns it over. And a foul on Aubrey Rouser. 2:05 to go here in this 3rd quarter. It's Haley Smith, the freshman, who we've seen really come alive in this 3rd quarter.
Absolutely. Yeah, as we said earlier, she's been great in transition, getting a couple buckets for her team, and now shooting at the free throw line, maybe picking up a few more points.
She did miss the first one. Like Central's got to get to this rebound if it's no good, and it is. Number 31, Olivia Smith, another freshman, checks in for Haley Smith. Both listed at 5'9", both freshmen.
Yep.
Utzi's trying to get inside. She drives, and that one no good. See if Burton can get to that one. She does. And Tiana Morales there to intercept that pass.
Looked like Tiana dribbled around 2 people already, driving
and
through.
She drives, and that
she
one
gets
is
the
good.
layup to go. Wow. And what amazing ball handling there by Tiana Morales. Just stealing it from the getting it from the pass, dribbling past 2 people, bringing it to the middle, dropping it for a quick bucket. That's what we like to see.
Yeah, and she had the turnover on the other side of the court too. Dribbled it all the way down the court and got the bucket.
And that's just what we love to see this game. We really need to see those quick plays like that where they get something in transition, get it down the court, and get the quick 2. Because we've seen a lot of options for 2s so far this game, but Lake Central has just not taken them. And I think it could really put some points on the board if they decided to take those layups more.
As they come out of the huddle with 1:29 to go. Both teams now down to 3 timeouts. Fishers 27, Lake Central 24. we're set up for a good finish here.
Absolutely. Lake Central trying to keep it a one-possession game with 1:20 left in the third quarter. We'll see what they can do. Fisher's taking it back inside. Looking for the quick two, does not get it to go. Back to Lake Central. And we'll see if they can get anything here.
And that was right off of Tiana Morales' leg.
And Coach Huppenthal did not look very happy about the call there.
As we're down to a minute to play here in this third quarter. 3-point ball game.
And it looks like Lake Central's playing off of them, trying to give them the shot maybe, but they're just running the clock out right now.
And see if Lake Central maybe tries to put some pressure on, force a turnover, but she's just going to keep it at the top of the key, right by the Lake Central logo. Fine, looks like Fishers is going to just pass it around. They will get the last shot here. 3-point attempt. That one is no good. And we will take one more commercial break. After 3 quarters of play, we got a good finish coming. Fishers 27, Lake Central 24.
You're beginning to feel much better. Genesis Rehab.
With today's healthcare and the run-of-the-mill treatments being offered, Genesis Rehab provides a plan that is tailored to you. We administer individualized treatment in private rooms with the one-on-one care that you need to heal. If you are living with pain or have an injury, schedule your appointment today.
We'll make you feel much better. Genesis Rehab.
What's up, Lake Central? I'm Yusuf Tamari.
I'm Riley Nestricht,
And I'm Mia Martinez.
and we're your social media editors.
We manage 4 accounts for the high school: Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook.
We cover things such as sporting events, pep rallies, clubs, and concerts.
Make sure to follow us on all our accounts. And we'll see you around, Elsie.
Welcome back here to this coverage of varsity girls basketball here on the Lake Central YouTube channel. I want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Rehab Services, for sponsoring us. I actually did go there a freshman year. I was having some issues with my back, and they really do a great job there. They have a great staff there of people, and the physical therapist that got to work on me really did a great job, and I definitely recommend going to them.
Absolutely. Big shout out to them.
They will make you feel much better.
There you go, first-hand account. And Fishers will be starting back with the ball again. And after running out the time clock, that's
Otzies
where
gets
Otzies
the
gets the ball.
turnover. Otzies to Tomzik. Tomzik puts up a 2, and she's fouled.
And we've talked about it once, and I'm sure we'll talk about it many more times this game, but free throws have been huge this game. Lots of missed free throws as well so far.
Tomzik no good from the line. Essence Johnson now will check out of the game. Oh for 2. And it'll go back to Fishers.
And I'm surprised to see that neither team has really put much pressure before the half-court line.
Yeah, we saw, I think Fishers might have ran out the whole last minute of the third quarter.
Absolutely. And it looks like they're going for a quick 2 there, but does not get it to go. But it is still Fisher's ball, as it looked like Malarski stepped out with it.
I think people look at that, and I was having a conversation with someone yesterday saying there should be a shot clock in high school basketball. I don't quite agree with that. Or at least in Indiana, there should be one.
I also don't quite agree with that, as I think it can take, a bit of time. And this is to get them ready for if they go into college basketball. And looks like a turnover and a quick bucket for Fishers, making the game 29-24 with 7 minutes to go.
So that was Audra Emerson with the bucket for Fishers. And that'll stay with Lake Central.
Great effort, though, from Fisher by number
22.
Tamia
Tamia Perryman made a great effort to keep that one in. Browser to Tomzik. And Tomzik loses that one. Perryman drives, and that one is good. 7-point lead for Fishers. Fishers maybe starting to run away with this one here in the fourth. Still 6 minutes left.
Absolutely, but with 7 unanswered points, and Fishers really has just taken over the game, and they have control right now.
Both teams still with 3 timeouts left.
And number 30 and 31, both Smiths have just checked in for Fisher. We'll see what kind of problems that could make for Lake Central. Looks like the ball
Turnover.
was blocked.
Olivia Smith got to that one. Olivia Smith, first one is good. And she misses that one. Lake Central gets it back.
(32-24) with 6 to go, and it looks like a blocking foul called on Fishers.
That's their 6th foul. Morales goes inside to Malarski trying to get a bucket. That one no good. And Morales couldn't get to that one. Smith inside. That one is good. And it's going to be a 10-point game now. 5:47 left here in this fourth quarter.
Absolutely, and I think that Coach Hupp should have called a timeout a bit earlier, because it was 7 unanswered points. Now it is 10 unanswered points right now for Fishers. And I think that he really just needs to talk to his team about stopping those turnovers. Turnovers have been huge right now in the last couple of minutes here. We've seen, 1, 2, maybe 3 turnovers by Lake Central.
And we saw at the free throw line, Tomzik missed 2 free throws. Utzi's missed 2 free throws a little late in the third quarter. That really has come back to bite Lake Central in this fourth quarter. It's a 10-point game now.
Absolutely. And as Coach Hupp right now, what would you be saying to your players?
Well, you talked about it. Lake Central has to take care of the ball. They have to find good shots, and they have to make up for what they haven't done well coming into this. In this fourth quarter, they really haven't been that great defensively, as opposed to the rest of the game where Lake Central's been pretty good defensively. It's a low-scoring game so far, and Lake Central's just got to play some better defense here and not make this hole any bigger.
Absolutely. And we'll see what they can do coming back onto the court now with the ball, I believe. And right now, as it's getting especially late into the game, I think that it's also become a more of a mental game too. When you're down 10 points, it can be definitely tough to keep morale up and just continue to push the ball.
But I think coming into this, Lake Central knew they had a tough task on their hands. Both games today against teams ranked in the top 10 in the latest coaches poll in the state of Indiana. And I think Lake Central, there's a lot to build on, even if they don't come on top in this game.
Absolutely. And they can even look back on this game and see what they did wrong and, take it to practice, which I'm sure they will do. Looks like Fisher is just holding the ball at the top of the key. Lake Central beginning to contest.
Rouser put some pressure on her. It's Smith. Foul on Abby Utzies. That's her fourth, I believe. Yep, that's her fourth. One more and she will be out of the game. And she will stay in here. Tomzik all the way on the other side of the court. As Essence Johnson will check in for her now. And another thing for this Lake Central team, we're really not going to know what their full potential is until they get some of their players back. Julia Norra, Taylor Jaksic, two players that I think are really going to make a difference for this team when they come back. And a foul on Morales. Morales grabbing her head there.
Fastball number 22, very good. Her third, team's 8. Morales at the line, shooting 2.
2 free throws coming up for Lake Central.
First return, third Tiger.
The first free throw did not go down, but let's see if she can do anything different on the second one. And she gets it to go.
Back to a 10-point game. Harriman guarded by Rouser. You definitely expect Fishers to definitely burn some clock here.
Absolutely. They just want to hold the ball for as long as they possibly can so that they just, take it home with a victory here.
I believe they will play again later today. We're just about halfway through this fourth quarter. Lake Central maybe trying to make a comeback here.
Absolutely, and 4 minutes is plenty of time to maybe make up some of this 10-point lead. But not if they let Fisher continue to take control of the game and just pass the ball around. And looks like ball comes back to Lake Central. 25 to 35. Fisher is up 10 points with 3:40 left to go in the fourth. And it looks like number 42 for Lake Central, Aubrey Rouser, checks out. And really great job right now by both teams here. Great effort being put in, playing their hearts out on this court right now. Abby Odzies puts up a shot for 3. It is good, making it a 7-point lead for Fisher now. And what an amazing shot.
Timeout now.
Timeout, Lake Central. 30-second timeout.
And the timeout was called by Lake Central, surprisingly.
Yeah, you saw Hupp go for the timeout right away there.
Usually you would want to keep your team with a little bit more momentum there after a 3, but does not look like that's what Coach Hupp was looking for.
See if Lake Central could force a turnover here. And that one was up in the air for a little bit. Lake Central couldn't get to it. Corner 3. No good. Essence Johnson and Utsies were going for that one. And he'll stay with the Indians.
And it looks like that great defense that we were seeing in the first half is coming back out for Lake Central here as they look to maybe close the deficit in points here. 7-point lead for Fisher. Odzies with the ball again, another 3.
That one is short.
That one does not go down for her.
Both teams in the bonus now.
Atlantic Blevins returns for the Indians.
You can see great defensive coverage here by Lake Central, putting 2 people on whoever has the ball at almost all times.
Definitely trying to force a turnover.
Absolutely, or even force a shot from beyond the arc here, as it has a much better chance of not going in.
Morales dove for that one, couldn't get to it. Perryman now, trying to find something. Fisher's just burning out this clock. They find something inside. Malarski. Looked like she would have had a big block, but it's a foul. And that's her 4th foul, team's 9th. And we'll see if maybe, I don't think at this point in the game Hupp's going to sub out Allie Malarski, even with 4 fouls.
Definitely not. Abby Malarski has been a key player in keeping this game even just close for the Lake Central Indians, and I don't think that Coach Uppenthal could take her out right now.
As Amanda Blevins will check out. Abby Utsies comes back in, 2:04 left. No good, and Essence Johnson gets to it. Lake Central's got to get some quick points here. Johnson inside, Malarski going up. That one is good.
And
Chance to
for
make
an
it a
extra
5-point
point.
game. And Amanda, never mind.
And like we said, 4 minutes was definitely plenty of time, since it is only a 6-point lead for Fisher here with 2 minutes left to go still.
And I was right. Amanda Blevins will check into the game now for Utsies. Utsies with 4 fouls. Lake Central definitely in some foul trouble. Malarski and Utsies both have 4 fouls. Utsies just checked out. Malarski misses that one.
But I do like to see that Essence was looking straight
Essence
to the
gets
inside.
the
She
strip
the
there.
steal.
Essence trying to get to it, and it'll go out of bounds. That would have been huge there for Lake Central. They would have had a chance to make it a 4-point game.
Absolutely could have been enormous for Lake Central. Looks like they're playing very aggressive defense here, trying to maybe strip the ball really quickly.
And you know Fishers is going to try and take as much time off the clock as possible. 1:30 now.
And we're seeing that similar defense where they're trying to put two people on whoever has the ball. And it looks like a blocking foul on Tiana Morales.
It looks like Utzies is getting ready to check back in.
Indy foul, number 10, Tiana Morales. First, second, team's 10.
And it looks like Utzies is going to check in for Blevins.
Shooting 2.
First one's good. And if she misses here, Lake Central's got to get to the rebound here. Can't let Fishers have a second opportunity. That one bounces in. 8-point lead now. Lake Central taking it up. Morales to Tomzik. Lake Central's going to find something quick here. Essence Johnson, deep three. That one is good. Essence Johnson from beyond the arc. 1:15 to go, and we're back to a 5-point game.
An amazing shot from Essence Johnson there. Great job really just scanning the field, seeing that no one was open for a pass, and just taking the shot and knocking it down for 3 points.
I don't know who's playing the music, but I'm a big fan. Lake Central definitely looks confident coming out of the huddle that they could come away with this one. Maybe send it to overtime. If Lake Central, we saw Essence Johnson, who just had that big three from beyond the arc. She almost had a big turnover.
That is true. And a minute 15 to go in the fourth quarter. 5-point lead for Fisher.
And you know Lake Central is going to play aggressive here on defense. Make Fishers make a mistake. And she's close to the half-court line.
Glad to see the huge press here from Lake Central as well.
But it looks like Fishers is more than ready for it. And a blocking foul there.
Number 10, Morales, her third.
And that's Tiana Morales' third foul.
Haley Smith at the line, shooting 2.
Haley Smith now coming to the line as Utzies gets ready to check back in. First one is no good.
Number 38, Emmy Uti. Her Tigers, Lydia Spalding.
And interesting, we see Coach Huppenthal rotating in and out Utzies and Blevins. He's definitely trying to make sure Utzies does not foul out of this game. Looks like Madison Dolsky's ready to check in too. Haven't seen a lot of her.
Yeah, but definitely trying to play it safe with a minute to go in this game.
Essence Johnson now will check out. She just had that big three, and we know Madison Dolsky can shoot the ball here. And we'll definitely see if they try and do something with her. Dolsky's going to shoot the three. No good.
50 seconds to go. Lake Central trying to just press the ball here, but it looks like Fisher will hold it at the top of the key for as long as they possibly can, dribbling around.
And she will not take the two right there. It's a little bit surprising. I would think you want to take that right there.
You want to take it, but I think it's actually a great call on her feet by number 33 there, Katie Burton, because if you just hold the ball for as long as possible, Lake Central doesn't even get a chance to get it back. So
that's true, but I would still want to go up by 8 as opposed to trying to hold the ball and risking a turnover as Malarski now checks in, and she gets a nice applause from the bench. And looks like this game is more and more out of reach for Lake Central.
And especially in the second half here, we have seen great free throw shooting from Fisher. And Lake Central has not been able to keep up with putting points up on the board to keep it close.
And Lake Central, boy, if they could come back here, that would be incredible, but it's looking more and more unlikely. We're under 20 seconds. Looks like Fishers is going to come out of this one with the win. Morales now goes inside. That one is good. As with 10 seconds to go, looks like Fishers is going to take this one. And Lake Central, you got to give them credit. It was a very hard-fought game from them. You know, we saw to start the fourth quarter, they came out a little bit flat. But, you know, in the end, it was a ball game for most of the game. And, you know, I think this is something this Lake Central team can definitely build on.
Absolutely.
Especially for tonight.
41-35, definitely not bad for Lake Central. A great effort put up. Great job, you know, keeping it close for the first 3 quarters of the game. Let it slip away a little bit in the fourth, but eventually slightly brought it back, but still did not take home the win.
No, and be sure to tune in tonight. We will have coverage of Lake Central versus Hamilton Southeastern. Tip-off is at 6 p.m. Player to watch out for, Sydney Parrish, #1 guard in the country. She has her own page on ESPN. She's going to Oregon to play college basketball there for the Oregon Ducks.
Absolutely, and that's, you got to think, for the Lake Central Indians, it's a very daunting task, and you really even just thinking about it, there's someone that has their own ESPN page.
Not only that, the USA Today wrote an article about her.
That is tough because she is a 6'2" guard and forward.
And I've been here 3 years. You know, we've seen some great players come here. I remember Demezi Anderson. Brandon Newman came to Lake Central 2 years ago. He's at Purdue now. But you know, Demezi Anderson was a very hyped up player, and I'll be honest, when we went to watch him, he didn't play that well. But you know, I definitely expect her tonight to really cause some problems for Lake Central. But final score here at Lake Central, Fishers 41, Lake Central 35. Be sure to tune into our coverage tonight, Lake Central, Hamilton Southeastern. Simon, any final thoughts?
Just good luck to the ladies later tonight at 6.
Yes, once again, I want to thank our crew, Kate Tomaszewski, Alex Yates, Simon commentating this game for me, and Casey Lane. My name is Ryan Alcantara alongside Simon Culp. Thank you for watching Varsity Girls Basketball here on the Lake Central YouTube channel.